Previously on Chasing Storms. Days like July 6th, 2017 require a little bit of insanity. We had two options: go west towards the developing storm, or turn around and go home. July 12th, much like July 6th, had a relatively late initiation. On this day, Chris and I stuck to our forecast even as updrafts once again formed and faded around us. We sat at the I-39 Casimir Road overpass north of Stevens Point for several minutes. A low-level boundary stretched west to east, square across our target area.
If we ever do cross underneath this updraft, there's like nothing. There's no real at all low clouds north of that.
Soon, but not as soon as we had hoped, the storm of the day took shape along the boundary an hour to the northwest. We were lucky to be in such a perfect position. As the storm drew closer, it organized into a supercell-like structure with low-hanging scud and weak rotation. It really was a beautiful storm, one of my favorites of the season. We held our ground until the last minute, then burst south along Highway 39.
If we get on 10, we'll have an easy route with this storm.
Just keep with it.
So that's what I'm saying.
It looks a little bit more kind of weird right now, but I'm optimistic about its future. Yeah, we timed that just right.
It's actually moving into better winds too.
For an unwarned thunderstorm, I was impressed with the storm's structure. It was interacting with the boundary, a strange, shelf cloud-like, smooth inflow feature along the forward flank marked its position. Very unique, very cool, and I simply couldn't get enough.
Wow. That's a structure behind us. Definitely stepped it up a notch right now. You gotta take a look behind us, dude. Yeah, look out this window. That one. Oh, fucking tree, sorry.
That's okay. I'm used to the mirror. There's some nice structure in there.
Along Interstate 39, we got way ahead of the storm, opting to drive south of Stevens Point, then east on Highway B, avoiding the traffic on Highway 10. This would set us up for the remainder of the evening. When we finally came to a rest, we were 7 miles southeast of Custer, Wisconsin, at the intersection of Highway B and Highway 10, near Amherst Junction. This is when things got real interesting.
Alright, I don't care if I have to be. Oh my god, dude. What? This never happens.
Really?
I see a funnel.
In the middle?
And it's almost gone again. I was just right at this orange wheel.
The storm, after showing low precipitation supercell characteristics, had metamorphosed into an elongate shelf cloud-like appearance once again. It wasn't outflow nor supercell. It was stationary and acting like a large inflow tail. We spotted strong vertical motion within the treetop level scud clouds, different from the lifeless cloud debris we typically see.
Wow, it's very strong vertical motion.
Time-lapse wasn't even required. We saw the motion in real time. Something was out of the ordinary. The lines between tornado and scud clouds were blurred.
You sure that's not a tornado?
If it is, it's small. That might be a tornado.
I would maybe get GRB on the ring.
Shit. I think that is a tornado. You want to go live?
Let's just wait a second.
We agreed that if it happened again, we would give the National Weather Service a call.
I would call it in first.
Not yet. You might be forward.
I would give Green Bay ring and tell them we just had something that was very, very low to the ground. I mean, you don't say like, I saw a rotating wall flow. Just say like, hey, some information from me on the storm case or whatever. Otherwise, that can be existing. I don't have the camera. Emergency only, huh? It's not giving me the number. I do have the number. I have the number. Come on, forget it. Good. I have the number. It's not doing much right now, but... Yeah, it's better than it pisses me off sometimes.
That was a really cool feature.
That was rotating.
Yeah.
I saw rotation in it, and I got it on camera too, so let's see what that reveals. Getting a little hazy in there now. That's very strong vertical motion.
Someone's got to have a picture of that.
It must have had a real strong updraft there.
Yeah. Still a lowering, and it's still got vertical motion.
It's almost more wall cloud now than it was before.
Yeah.
Well, if it gets to the point where it's a rotating wall cloud, I think our best, we should probably just call in and say... Oh, air brakes on it. Hey, look at
That
that.
is a tornado right there, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I would call that in. Should I go live?
Go live.
When it happened a second time, Chris went live on our Facebook page, Wisconsin Weather. While I phoned the National Weather Service, I simply told them that the storm was doing interesting things with possible funnel clouds, and that I'd keep an eye on it. Typically, I'd rather be a little bit more descriptive. This led to a severe thunderstorm warning.
You can start over, unless it's live.
Good evening, Wisconsin Weather Nation. Chris and JP here. We are currently looking northwest.
just outside of the city of Amherst. There is a lowering underneath this storm. We did see a possible tornado and a funnel cloud that was approaching the ground. We couldn't see touchdown due to trees, but there was definitely rotation and strong vertical motion with this. If you are in the Amherst area, pay attention to the storm. It is it's looking kind of ominous right now, but we're here live to keep you guys updated. It's hard to see towards the ground right now.
This episode did not last long, and we soon ended our broadcast. Minutes later, a storm cluster to the south swept through the southern flank of this Custer storm, like an RFD would. And at that moment, a brief EF0 tornado touched down, behind a curtain of rain. It took days of investigating, but the tornado we thought we had caught on camera left nothing.
I would call that in. Should I go live?
Our storm had more life than radar would suggest. It continued its odd behavior as we repositioned to the east.
Yeah, let's get ahead.
Yep, down 10.
Yeah, I literally believe like it's just going down this line now. The lightning is very much improved.
Yeah, what about that?
Same shit as before.
Yeah.
That's just upward vertical motion scud right there. I don't see much rotation with it.
Same.
Looks cool.
Okay.
Good.
What are we doing? Yeah, we'll just get down, take 10 down. Try to stay dry. Yeah, you know, it was interesting. It was a really good thing right there.
What's at Green Bay say?
Well, I just called him and I said, I told him, I'm like, just a few minutes ago, we've been seeing on multiple occasions, or a couple of occasions, basically, there were what looked like funnels coming down, and they said, you know, they asked me if it was all the way to the ground. I'm like, I can't tell you because the trees are in the way and stuff. But I just said, I want you to know there's some interesting stuff going on with this one. Just keep it, you know, that's all I could really say because I can't say I see a tornado. So, you know, what good is seeing a rotating wall cloud? You know,
Right.
but that was legit. Like that first time it happened, that was thick, scuddy funnel down. We're gonna have a glimpse as it comes through.
Yeah. Joe's headed home, by the way.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
I would not be surprised if that spits something out.
A colorful sunset followed the colliding storms. This was a fitting end to our strange evening. The storm left us with a feeling of vindication. We felt like we came, we saw, we conquered. Then we drove home to a live Facebook broadcast on the Wisconsin Weather Facebook page from Hunter Anderson. Upon reflection, I still struggle with situations like this. Do you report it as a tornado, wall cloud, funnel cloud, or do you just ignore it? How do you even make that call from 7 miles away?
I would maybe get GRB on the ring.
I think that is a tornado.
The warning went up and we streamed it live, while the real tornado occurred out of sight. How do you communicate that to the public when there is nothing to see? And what do you do when the clues Mother Nature gives you are mere distractions? In the end, the only thing we can do is err on the side of caution. But if anybody ever figures out how to physically be in 2 places at once, please send me an email. Thanks for watching.
'Cause everybody I know is growing old, growing old.